Greetings everyone, Linyin here again. For the elite, sub-boss enemies at the end of the first stage in Raiden Shogun A's challenge, we would randomly fight against either Ayaka or Ayato. Knowing how this community can get with these weird-ass ship memes, this opportunity to spar against Aether would be one of the best moments of her life. What I originally had in mind was either a way for us to spar with her as a unique boss fight to showcase a new, unique feature, or we could get a flashback story from Ayaka's perspective when she first got her vision as we fight against Ayato, which would obviously never happen. Unless it's Star Rail, where is easier to have damn near any character as a boss.
I'll bring both of you to justice! Stop! Ow! Stop!
I have news for you, boy. Steady!
Ow! Stop! Stop! Ow! Ow! Ow!
I heard when Ayaka was in beta testing, her skill would leap forward in the air. This boss fight against her would be the perfect opportunity for her to utilize it. I'm thinking for the first phase, it starts off as a normal fight for both of them. Then in the second phase, we start to see more of what they can really do. For Ayaka, I'm thinking she would use sword storms. Her fans a lot more as she uses some ranged ice blasts, which comes into play as she charges up her ultimate ability. And we can see more of the thing where she does a slash that freezes, but doesn't damage you till she takes her sword in and out of her holder, similar to what she does in her charged hit. For Ayato, what I could think of is that he uses his quick slashes a lot while doing a lot of dashes as well. I'm also thinking he could cast his burst from time to time, boosting his abilities, which leads to his ultimate ability, where he could trap you in a bubble. Then he does his quick series of hydro slashes, which doesn't seem to damage you at first, similar to Ayaka. And finally, he unsheathes his sword as the bubble pops first, followed with the multiple slashes kicking in. Let me know in the comments how y'all think these boss fights would go. For the second stage sub-boss, I'm thinking it should be none other than the closest thing to Raiden having an Electro Dragon, Miko. Like in the Archon quest, she would prepare us once again for Raiden, but this time as a fight against her similar to Xiao. If you watched one of my past clips, which I recommend to understand this, to test how worthy we are to face A for the second/third time, as she warns us that it will be even tougher than before, especially without Miko's help this time around. For the first phase, it starts off as a regular fight as she places her turrets as usual to distract us. We would need to break them to make it easier to progress. As the second phase starts, she calls Sara over for buffs through her lightning arrows. Miko also places 2 or 3 extra turrets, which could make it more tougher to get closer to her, as Sarah also brings in her soldiers. For Miko's ultimate ability, which she only does after receiving a buff from Sarah, she casts a lightning bolt that stuns you, which then leads to her burst, which, like her gameplay, is based on how many turrets were up. Speaking of which, I wish we had this as an actual boss fight after fighting the 3 soldiers instead of a cutscene only. Since we're fighting against A, the fight would go similarly to how it was in the Archon quest. One of the features, for example, would be disabling our abilities from time to time. This would last for around 30 seconds, making it tougher for a lot of characters that rely on their abilities. During the second phase, she receives support from Miko as we realize what she meant by this fight being more difficult. This time, Miko will only place her turrets and won't actually fight us. Not like she would need to, anyways, since the Archon is by her side. Sara also joins as well to provide her buffs for A, which is what her gameplay mainly revolves around. The last phase could be similar to this while maintaining Miko and Sarah and the vision disable mechanic.
Thunder! Sever!
This is order. Gather.
No touching! Lightning does not bend to the will of mortals. All desire can be broken.
I will have order. Stabilize.
Wow, I feel amazing! Sean was kind enough to make his ginger tea with honey for me, and my voice is back to normal. It felt like a completely different person took over my voice just then. I feel like Tighnari when he had a similar issue, during the time his old nerdy scientist sounded bitch-ass voice actor got changed.
By the way, does anyone know what happened with Tighnari? Wasn't he supposed to be with us too?
Apparently he got a sore throat sometime last week and wasn't able to make it today. It sounded pretty serious.
Well, hopefully he comes back with a new voice. I kind of find his current voice a little bit annoying.
What do you mean by that?
Never mind.
Oh, hey guys. Long time no see.
Speaking of the devil, there he is. How's your sore throat, by the way?
It's much better now that I had a good rest. Thank you for asking.
It's almost as if your voice has changed in the process, too.
Are you okay, Sino? I'm pretty sure my voice has always been the same.
Never mind.
Rainforest, my ass!
I have taken up residence in the Avidya Forest, where I work as a forest watcher. Not an illustrious position, but my proximity to the rainforest ecosystem allows me to research it in great detail. Something is ailing the forest. I'm sure of it. And just as a doctor won't abandon their patients, I will not abandon the forest.
Well, unfortunately, the forest abandoned him. Elliot Gindi was really on some EDP shit back then. I even heard from Atsu, who had the displeasure of meeting him in person one time, that he was actually a rude, fucked up person. I also remember hearing he would flex his role to other Genshin voice actors that voiced NPCs. Like, bro, those people need to support their family and pay their bills just like he does.
Hey, what's up? I'm Zach Gordon. I am the voice of Tighnari. I can't wait till the next year and the year after that, and I hope to be around for as long as we all enjoy the game. One thing that, if I may say so myself, I feel like we worked really hard to do well, was his ability to care about Kale.
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
Well, anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, share this information with as many people as possible, and subscribe for more, like the light cone Clara always pulls up, content in the future. Unfortunately, this will be my last moment with you guys for a while, so Clara will take over for the rest of the Labyrinth Warriors challenges. Till then, stay tuned for the next challenge, which will be out tomorrow. Linyin out!